Hello everyone, and welcome to another Golden Age Stories stream here. We're going to be playing Mage the Ascension Technogate today. Currently we are waiting on a couple of players here, but right now we do have Tycho Vance being played by um, Ike, who also known as Motorori, who's worked on me with podcasts and done a lot of GMing with me on some pretty crazy game concepts that we've done at Gen Con. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, pretty good. I'm currently in a hotel in rural Minnesota, so
Awesome.
that's
Yeah,
great.
fun. Are you having fun traveling during these times?
No, the place I was today was not very mask friendly. I mean, they weren't opposed to them, but they weren't always wearing them.
Yeah, it's a crazy time to be traveling. My wife does traveling. I'm lucky I get to just stay at my house, so I haven't
Yep.
really been out doing much at all except for going to the gas station every once in a great while. And then we also have Robert Kell, that's being played by Ricky, good friend of mine that I met through work, and this is one of his first World of Darkness games, and one of the first games I believe that you said was what the beyond the third game that you've been able to get.
Yeah. The third session always seemed to be the death session somehow.
How's your week been?
Not bad, not bad. It's yeah, like you said, just taking it easy, staying home.
And then
Lucky enough to do that.
yeah, it's really nice. And yep, so we're waiting on Phaedra and for
I'm
Malachi.
here.
Oh, Phaedra's here. Sweet. Phaedra being played by Amber, who has worked on me with as well in Gen Con events as and good friend of my wife, who I met how I met her. So, but it's been really great doing games with you and seeing you like be like this new gamer slash jumping right into the GM stuff that you did back in the day.
Thank you, thank you. Also, thank you for waking me up.
So I
I
also
couldn't imagine gaming right after waking up.
That's how I do all the time.
that is Amber's go-to. All right, so we also have Malachi that will be joining us later. He's going to be coming in a little bit later here, kind of just to get everybody and fans all kind of caught up here. Where we kind of left off last is that you guys had escaped a umbral storm that seemed to be um, having something to do with the Dark Umbra or the underworld, um, whatever you want to call where Wraith exist. Um, and you guys were, you discovered that General Bridges had put a scrying block on you. You hadn't figured out exactly how he's doing it, but you know that there is some kind of scrying block that's happening on you, as well as he's kind of spying on you at the same time. Um, but you also learned that a lot of other people have been trying to scry on you, and that this has been blocking them from being able to scry on you. You didn't get exactly who was trying to scry on you, but it all was happening during the storm, and so you guys kind of got suspicious about a lot of stuff that was going on. And last that you guys had kind of left off was inside of Denny's. And so the way that I'm going to kind of work this out is that we're going to kind of continue off from there, where you guys are kind of just discussing what your next moves are and what you guys want to do, and what you guys are thinking moving forward. And Josh's character, Malachi, we're going to say, has passed out on the table, and he is currently giving a good snore. But because of massive amount of willpower that he exerted. You know that the rebel mages have been working with you as of late, to a certain degree. You know that there's like a big rebellion that's kind of, or what seemed, pretty large rebellion that's kind of creeping up in Madison, that's both against the traditions and the technocracy, kind of saying that both groups have been heavily corrupted from within. And then you also have this Muddin character running around, doing stuff to possibly resurrect some ancient vampire.
Wait, what's the one that's the second one? They think there's corruption in both sides?
Right.
Is that the group that we just joined?
Yeah, that's the rebellion that you basically, the meeting of the alliance that you guys kind of went to, where it was all a bunch of technocratic and tradition mages that were meeting, and they were talking about Ravenos and Kane and this, stuff that was going on related to that dagger. And you have a slight storm that's going on outside, but it's calmed down quite a bit. It still rages. So I'll kind of leave it there. You guys are kind of inside of Denny's. You guys have just kind of got out of the storm and the umbral storm, and the storm that's happening in reality, and you guys have just been kind of discussing what your next moves are going to be, and you felt that this was a safe place to do it.
Wow. So he just went right to sleep then.
All right, I have reconnected. Fun.
Okay, so what were our steps that we were gonna do this time? I know I have your dad's journal.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, I
we've
vaguely
got
remember.
the USB as well.
Yeah, I vaguely remember telling you to take it.
Uh-huh.
And rip all the pages out. He wanted you to do that.
Yes.
Did not want that.
So I think we were gonna head back to your place to start doing that, but I don't know. I guess now we gotta wait on this guy to
There's
wake
a
up.
lot of stuff that we have to research anyway, so we might as well go back to my place.
Yeah.
Somebody carried that one.
I think we could at least
Store
we could probably
at
get him
my
awake
place.
long enough to get him home, but I hope you were fine with someone sleeping on your couch.
Yeah, no. I could put some sheets in the bathtub. It's very comfortable.
Yeah, so should we move this party back to your place so we can start unpacking some of this?
Sure. I'm also going to take the time to reach over at Malachi and do some measurements while I'm at it. Okay. He has grown 3 centimeters since the last time that I had a chance to measure. It looks like his
You're
eyes
measuring him in Denny's?
I mean, yeah, I've got the time to do so.
Would you want to do that at home? So you guys are gonna pick him up though and carry him out? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that happens at Denny's for sure. So you guys, kind of lug him. He wakes up enough to kind of, at least, help you a little bit, and you guys kind of carry him off to get him out into the car and drive off. Um, and you guys are able to get to your house without a problem.
Good.
Looks
Cool.
like Malachi is passed out, doesn't really wake up during the whole trip or anything, but kind of wakes up enough for you to be able to get him into your house, and you kind of arrive at your place and still storming out.
Okay. So I think we should just get to work. Robert, what I want you to do is we need to pinpoint where this fucking vampire could possibly be laid to rest somehow.
Oh.
While you're doing that, I'll work on this journal a little bit.
Sorry, I got disconnected again. What am I supposed to be doing?
I was just about to ask you what you wanted to do. Because there's several things that we need to do now. We need to pinpoint where this ravenous vampire could possibly be. I was going to research a little bit on this journal and see if maybe there's something of importance. I was going to ask you if you had any ideas of what else we should be looking for.
Let's see. You're looking into the journal. I suppose I could research Ravenous. I'm not sure what I can do on that.
I mean, the storm was kind of important. And there was a lot of eyes looking at us. Could try to pinpoint who could possibly also been scrying on us as well.
Hmm. I don't know. It feels like the whole situation has got me a bit muddled here.
It does
Same.
feel like we're at not just a crossroads, but man, like we got 4 paths ahead of us or something like that.
I wish it was only 4.
um,
All right, well, let's just get to work with the 2 things that I just said then.
yeah, I've got a basic, very basic knowledge of the occult.
If
I can
you
try.
need help, I can help in a little bit. I just wanted to work somewhat on this stupid journal, preferably by myself, Robert. No offense. My head still feels weird.
I totally understand.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go over here for now.
I respect that decision.
So yeah, I mean, I only have 1 dot in occult, but
It's one more than I have.
All right, cool.
You can just get the basic materials. I can wing it from there. I've got 3.
Yeah, I'll try scraping together some. See if I can find some stories of like powerful vampires that
Right.
kind of where they
I
if
basically
they've
just don't want to use
disappeared.
the computer.
Yeah, I'll find out. Any that have kind of disappeared, people haven't been able to find for a while, unknown, ends, that kind of thing. See if I can narrow that down.
All right, let's have you go ahead and roll an occult plus intelligence. Difficulty 6. And if I don't say a difficulty, you can either ask, and then I might change it up, but you can usually just roll at 6. And 99% of the time, I won't. I try not to be like, no, let's do something else.
That's 4 successes.
4
Jesus.
successes.
Starting off strong.
All right, so you're definitely able to dig into some vampire base lore here. Give me a breakdown of how you are doing your research.
Well, I obviously don't have much access to like the vampire side of information, I guess. But I would imagine
Well, wait,
that
do we
like
still
the
have the Book of Nod?
technocracy. I do have the Book of Nod, and that was the one that I took and studied. So I kind of imagine that the technocracy has kept some pretty close tabs on vampire lore, especially at the more powerful levels. And I want to try going through their records combined with kind of the more folklorish side of what I can find publicly, and with kind of trying to match that up with some of what I found in the Book of Nod.
So the technocracy, very similar to how humanity has kind of gathered information on vampires, has done it haphazardly and without a confirmation bias on a lot of the information that they have.
Fantastic.
So
And I stand corrected. I had the other book. I had the
Days of
Oh, I
Fire.
had the Book of Nod.
yeah.
So you would be knowing about demons. And,
Yeah.
well, too small to just the basically
Just the
biblical-
very basic.
If you know the Bible, just kind of taint it a little bit to make it so that Lucifer wasn't such a bad guy, and boom, you've got the Days of Fire. But not really. I mean, there's a lot more to it actually. But there's so. But as I was saying, the technocracy, is pretty haphazard with their information on it, and nothing of it is like we're 100% sure these are clans and stuff like that. But when you start looking up stuff that you're able to reference using the Book of Nod, you're able to start finding, collaborating information from the Book of Nod over to the what the technocracy has. You find a report. That's a field report done by an agent that, and there's lots of these field reports, and some of them, are hunting down a bunch of kids that are saying that they're vampires, and some of them are mages that think that they're vampires, and so they exhibit completely different abilities and concepts. There's some information that you come across on like Quasian and stuff like that you're just like, what the heck is this? I don't know. I'm gonna throw that away. Okay, and then but you're able to definitely cross-reference a lot of the statements of the different clans and stuff like that, and really you're only able to find one report that you're really privy to on vampires. Basically, it's a report done by a technocratic field agent who, went into Vampire Society in Washington, D.C., and kind of just went around and, tried to understand and do a report on the vampires. There isn't a whole bunch of information because he was killed pretty quickly and caught, but he was able to get one report out before he died, and nobody knows what wasn't able to corroborate this information, so nobody knew whether this was a bunch of mages or whatever, what the deep true information was. But he stumbled on an organization called the Camarilla that existed.
Okay. Yep.
Inside of the United States and globally, and they enforced this thing called the Masquerade. He kind of goes through 7 of the clans that are kind of, but Ravenos is not mentioned in his report at all. But he does talk about like Ventrue, Tremere, Bruja, Malkavian, um, all like the big names of the
Yep.
clans, basically. So that you kind of are able to get some confirmation that at least these clans are running around. And he also mentions that there are rebels in this other group called the Sabbat, but he doesn't know much about that other than they're the enemies of and usually they're the like. Um, they're just the enemies of the masquerade and stuff. They want to rule the world as vampires.
Okay, so I do get the idea that they're not great.
Right. Right.
They're not just rebels against like the main vampires. They're like bad rebels.
Right. They're the rebels that are like vampires are the superhumans or the superior race and should be controlling the world. Type thing. Whereas the Camarilla believes that kind of too, but they're much more like last time we ruled an open, these humans was up against us and kicked our ass. There's a lot of those motherfuckers, and there's way more now. So, and so you kind of, how much do you know about vampires in general from Vampire the Masquerade?
I know the game.
Okay.
I played the PC game a lot.
Okay, so you can kind of get a lot of the base information that you would get from that game, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Especially like.
But no sign of this this powerful clan.
You have. There is no statement inside of there specifically about Ravenos, other than, that it mentions that there are other clans, but he just hasn't been able to, before that first report is over. But there isn't a lot of information on like old ass vampires and stuff like that. Like he says that as far as he understands, the vampires that are running things are usually hundreds of years old, but none of them are thousands or older, like that he knew of. There's tales of them, but all of them are sleeping or stuff like that.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to think on that. Yeah, I guess in that case, I want to talk to Tycho because he ran with werewolves, and I've seen Twilight. Actually, I haven't because 1998. I've seen Blade. No, Blade doesn't have werewolves. God damn it.
Underworld.
Ginger Snaps.
Underworld wasn't out in 98 either, I don't think.
No,
That was like 2000s.
I'm a little too early. All right, shit.
Nobody knows about this shit.
I've read Anne Rice. I don't
Yes.
think they have werewolves
Oh,
either.
that does not
No,
work
Anne
at
Rice.
all.
Anne Rice might
Anne
have
Rice is-
werewolves, but
Either way, you ran with werewolves. That's freaky stuff in my mind, similar to vampires.
Damn,
Now that I have this,
2003.
yeah, I was just looking that up too.
yeah. Now that I have this kind of base knowledge of this kind of vampire clan system and stuff, and it sounds similar to what I've heard you talk about with werewolves. I'm curious if you've heard anything about vampires just from hanging out with them. If you have any contacts that might be able to give us more info that you're willing to talk to.
Yeah,
anything like that?
Well, while you were reading some of that stuff, I was thinking about that because, yeah, I did. In the same way that I guess based on what you read just now, yeah, werewolves have something akin to clans. They call them tribes. And I mostly spent time with the more modern ones. They call themselves the Glasswalkers. But yeah, there's one guy in Madison that I might be able to set up a meeting with. He's one of the older guys. He knows my mom from back in the day. So based on what we know about my mom now, who knows what's going on there?
Yeah, 'cause
No,
I'm thinking
like what he's involved in.
Oh, okay.
Because my thoughts are, if these vampires are so into this masquerade idea, I highly doubt that they're going to
Yeah.
be down with this plan to kind of do whatever these people are doing. So, if at all possible, if we could even get the word Ravenos to them, maybe just to see if it gets them interested. I don't know. I think it'd be worth a shot.
To the vampires?
At this point, yeah, man, we're up against like
Okay.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, I'm not sure you want to talk to vampires, dude.
Okay.
You don't want to talk to
I've always
vampires.
thought they seem kind of interesting. Is that not true?
If we're gonna talk
No.
to vampires, we talk to the werewolves first.
Well, yeah, no, I don't want to talk to vampires. I'm thinking maybe the werewolves might know some vampires.
Well, So the thing is, I didn't really part ways with the werewolves on such good terms.
But
I'm not exactly eager to give them a call.
Okay. Are
But,
we ever going to hear about that?
Yeah, maybe. Figure out what it was. Tell you what. I think my mom still talks to that guy every once in a while. We can send him a message through her.
That seems like a safe option.
And she knows the word too. She might be able to figure something else. Unless you guys don't want to get her involved with this particular part.
She's been pretty detrimental to our group so far in a lot of ways.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, if I go to her, she's just going to try and shut me out.
She did give us that data drive, though, didn't she?
Yeah. She could have stopped us back then. And, like, she was mad that you went to that meeting, but did she truly stop you? I don't think so.
No, I mean, she's just trying to protect me.
Yeah, we passed that point.
How about this? There's one of the old glasswalkers. I have his email address. I can send him a message and ask him either to talk to us or to let Walter know that we need to talk to him.
It might be worth at least putting it out there. That's all I'm saying, because these vampires seem to be pretty secretive.
I mean, you read the report of dude who only had one report before he died. I really don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. But if we've got like werewolf friends, maybe they have vampire friends. I don't know how that works.
I wouldn't say friends.
Could I cipher through some of my old journals from when I just loved theories and see if maybe I know a little bit more information about vampire lore?
Yeah, go ahead. Do a roll. Do you have occult in intelligence?
I sure do.
All right, do occult intelligence, difficulty of 6.
Got 2 successes.
And hey, Orange. Yeah, we're doing some World of Darkness, Mage the Ascension, Technogate. It's a D10 system, White Wolf game. All right, so you got 2 successes. Ooh, those ones really smashed you.
Yeah.
So, with 2 successes, so you said you're just kind of digging into more vampire lore that you might have that you've kind of personally dug up over the years?
Yeah.
So I would say that, yeah, you'd have, kind of base information, and really, with the 2 successes that you kind of got, I would say, I'll give you something a little bit here, though. I would say that you would get that Ravenos is considered an independent clan, and doesn't really, and is a bunch of gypsies. So if you wanted to talk to Ravenos, stereotypically, you could probably go to the gypsies and learn about the Ravenos.
Okay. So, sweet.
Right,
they don't
so
have a
that's 2
TV
paths.
show yet, so it's not as easy to just get a hold of the gypsies.
All right. So it might be a little bit easier than what we thought.
Yeah.
Because they're not part of the Camarilla, which is I don't want to be snuffed out by a person just because I said that word. And it also is not part of the Sabbat either. They're more independent, so and they're also gypsies, my type of people.
That you don't ever want to meet, according to you.
Well, I mean, I'd rather talk with people who are free spirits. I'm still wary because they're still vampires. But it seems to me like they're a little bit more lax.
They're definitely more secretive, at least, because so that tells you something.
Yeah, well, they're not part of a big organization. They want to be by themselves. I can relate to that a little. I throw you the flash drive that I've got. I don't trust myself with technology at this point. Could you
Oh man,
just print me out some information from this thing, please?
this is the flash drive that we haven't taken a look at yet, right?
Correct.
All right.
And I don't want to fry it on accident.
Wait, is it? Oh, the Technocracy had USB flash drives in 1998, of course.
Yeah, they might not have been
What,
USB
floppy
standard,
disk?
but
Everybody
they were,
else had fucking floppy disks.
Remember that you also got this in the year 2016, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
so it's actually a USB?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, I mean, I got a bunch of junk in the corner. Try to figure out how to finagle that onto my computer.
I can probably use intelligence technology.
Yeah, otherwise,
Hyperscience would actually be, or hypertech would be really useful.
otherwise
Same
I
thing
can
for
do
me.
intelligence technology as well.
Alright, if you have hypertech, you can do it at a difficulty 6, and if you have just regular technology, you can do it at difficulty of 8.
I got 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow you to figure out how to hook that up into
Sweet.
Robert's.
No, is that an augmentation to an arret roll or?
Or are we just literally reverse engineering a USB drive?
You're just gonna.
hooking alligator clips onto it.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, I guess you are right. This is in 1998. A USB is like frickin' magic. So.
Well, no, he's got a whatchamacallit, a technocrat computery thing that should have USB by 98.
Yeah. I mean, that's within coincidental magic for sure.
USB 1.x came out in 96.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Well, then definitely.
2.0 came out in 2000.
Then yeah, absolutely, you'd have a 2.0 on your thing, and that's all you need in order to access this drive.
Cool. Makes life easy.
Oh no, it's formatted in NTSC.
All right, so you guys access the drive. Now, and I believe you guys did access
my
it.
internet. Sorry.
I believe that you guys have tried to access it before, and there's or maybe have you guys accessed it at all?
No, I don't
No,
think we've
we
ever
gave it
touched
to,
this one.
We gave it to his mom. She wanted to look at information.
And then she told us to
wanted
check
a
it out.
copy.
Yeah, and then you guys never looked at it after that.
Yeah.
Oh no, there is. You guys, I think he looked at it one time, but yeah, there's basically a bunch of like math equation riddle shit that's like encoded as a password, basically, in order to break through it. The first level, is basically you're gonna have to do arete difficulty.
And then didn't his mom get past the password or no?
Oh, his mom didn't break it for you.
Okay.
Or whatever she didn't break the password.
She didn't give us. Okay.
Yep. So you guys can do, but it really, I would suggest just Tycho being the one doing this. It would be an arete roll. First one's difficulty 4 for the first level, and you need 1 success and then at second level is 2 successes at difficulty 5, and so on and so forth. And there are 5 levels of security on here.
Wow. And we're
Are you
rolling
kidding
what?
me?
Just
And it's only
well,
one
I'm-
person that can do this at a time. I'm not allowing you to all have your hands on the keyboard.
I feel like Zero Cool fighting that one lady hacker.
You're battling your future mom.
crash and burn, man.
Yes, Zero Cool versus Crash and Burn.
She's
While you're
acid
doing
burn.
that, I'm gonna go wipe down one of my walls.
So,
So
what
wait, this was
what was the roll to make it easier?
it was, but just to be clear, it's a Ret 4 2 successes or a Ret 4 1 success.
A Ret 4, 1 success. A Ret 5, 2 success. A Ret 6, 3 success. A Ret 4, or a Ret 7, so on and so, yeah, so.
Good luck.
That is probably impossible for me right now. I only have 2 willpower left, and I don't have any quintessence.
But you can get through the first level of security, and you'll get access to some stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's a tiered. Okay.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just going to do a straight Ret roll and hope for the best.
Don't break it. Is there a way to back it up while it's still encrypted?
No, you can't back it up, unfortunately. And
Anyway, that's 2 at level 4.
yep, that's fine. So you're good for the first level of security. You breach it, and basically this kind of gives you a breakdown and lets you know that basically this was encoded so that only you were able to break it. If anybody else tried breaking it, they'd need a lot more successes and it'd be higher difficulties basically in order to do that. Of course, you can always do special stuff to try and break that, but the first level of information that you basically get from this is to know that basically, let's see here. How do I put this exactly without... the first level basically gives you the idea of that you guys need to work with the Alliance, and that she believes that, you know, had you guys been around, that it basically kind of starts off talking about what happens immediately after you leave, and that a coming year up to that. She kind of details out how the Alliance kind of falls apart without direction and doesn't really go into investigating all of these into Muddin or anything, and then it kind of ends as it states that Ravenos awakes and causes the Umbra to fall apart, basically. Or, well, an avatar storm to, like, consume Earth, and preventing mages and killing mages from preventing mages from getting into the Umbra and killing them when they try, and causing other problems on Earth. So she kind of, you know, gives this whole, like, kind of work of what happened 1 year after, but not a lot of details as to exactly what happened and how to prevent it. And there seems to be the details that she does give and some of the information that she does give, you do see that your realities are slightly different from each other. There's different names of places and stuff like that to a small degree.
Like already?
What do you mean, already?
Like there are things that refer to 1998 with different names?
Yes. Like, just minor things. Like, Denny's has, like, a different spelling on it. You know, just...
E-N-N-I-E-S.
just extremely minor differentiates that you can point out exactly that you know. So you know that it's not 100. What she has here is, and she knew that this wouldn't be a good idea to create a roadmap for you guys to know exactly what was going to happen to you, especially since you didn't exist. So you don't know what will happen to you during, and she can't tell you that. But she doesn't know exactly how things are going to play out in your realm. But she gives you like an idea of what was happening, and the basis of it is that at the in 1999, there's this huge supernatural event that happens around Ravenos that ends up messing up the Umbra.
So that's all we learned from level 1?
Yep.
Did I disconnect again?
Nope.
Nope.
I hear you. Maybe
Do
it's
you hear me?
Josh?
Now I can.
Okay,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yes, definitely that's all that you learn.
Okay. What do you guys think about that?
I would say we already knew that information. Maybe go one more tier.
Yeah, I think I
That-
can.
That storm that was mentioned. Was that what we just experienced?
I think what he was doing
no.
was a test run.
Okay.
And I don't think they used the vampire to do it. I think they were seeing if they could fabricate it themselves.
I don't know. Josh, when she says that the storm we just experienced was a test run, does that grok with me?
I have no idea if it would or not for you.
So I think that's the information that we got last time.
Yes, the information that you got last time was that you basically had a feeling like this was some sort of test and not a full effect of what's going to happen. Not necessarily that it's tied into this Avatar Storm thing that you're talking about, though. But you could make that connection. It's not a bad connection to make.
Okay, well, I'll try for the next level then. Let's see. I've only got 2 willpower left, but let's go ahead and spend 1. Difficulty 5.
What's your hacker name going to be?
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was that, Ricky?
I said, what's your hacker name going to be?
Oh, what was my old handle? Null? I think I was Null. No, just Null.
Not Noel. Anyways, so you were able to break through the second level. The second level kind of gives you a detailed information as to the dagger and a basis of how what this ritual is doing and what the dagger is involved in all of this. One thing that you discover on there is that there is the main thing that you kind of discover, because you kind of have a lot of that information to a certain degree, because you kind of got that during the Alliance meetings and I think during the Abyss run that you guys kind of did. But the one thing that you get out of this is that Muddin was able to summon the dagger to him immediately, and it was one of the things that she's confident is probably going to cross over for your universe. That there's some kind of hidden teleportation or snake spell that he's got on this thing, and they were never able to figure out how it was possible, even going back with all their advanced technology and trying to figure out how he was capable of doing it, because they've done massive amount of scans and, you know, things that should prevent that from being done, and he was able to get it out of a secure area.
Oh, wow.
So he's fucking with us.
Well, it depends. Where's the dagger right now? Doesn't Maxie still have it?
Maxie has it right now.
Well, we should send her an email then. Or text? Does texting exist yet?
Not. I mean, for the technocracy, yes, I would say. It's pretty coincidental, you know, correspondence magic, basically. But getting
Actually,
to another
definitely.
realm is a whole different satellite setup, so contacting her is not that simple. You will have to use
So much
spirit
about
and
the
correspondence in order to do something like that and have a, you know, device or do something, you know, magic or, you know, advanced technology-wise.
Would it be easier to do at the construct? Like, there's a way to contact her there?
Yeah, you would probably easily be able to do it in the construct.
Okay. Well, Tycho is exhausted. He has one willpower point left.
I've been like that basically this entire campaign. Alright, so yeah, I'm done cleaning my wall. I'm gonna tear out this book. So I'm gonna put page 1 at the far top right, and then just work my way down. Fill up the whole wall with pages from this book, and then do some research.
Okay. You could do a research plus intelligence roll. I mean, right now you guys are kind of getting general information. Is there anything specific that you guys are looking for in all of this?
Direction to go?
Basically,
Well, you need to learn more about Ravenos. So the way to do that is to meet up with the gypsies, or you can try. You know, there's a few paths that you guys have to be able to go down, but I mean, at this point in time, yeah, I guess you guys don't really have a specific thing that, you know, that you have to defeat this specifically. You are just, but I would say at this point in time, I mean, yeah, basically you guys don't really have enough information to know what you're gonna need to do specifically next.
So, here's what I was thinking about the gypsies, right? We've basically figured out that this Ravenos guy is somehow, like, tied to some sort of collection of gypsy vampires, right?
Ravenos are like basically gypsy vampires.
I thought Ravenos was like a singular
Yeah, are they named
like,
after
entity.
Ravenos?
I believe they are. Ravenos is the type of vampire that they are.
Ravenos
how
is a clan.
Yeah, they are a clan. The Ravenos
I
that
thought
we're
he was
particularly
referred
looking
to
for
as
is the
singular.
ancient vampire, though. So, like, he is his own separate entity. The group kind of probably gravitated past what he is by that point. Because we don't know how long he's been asleep.
There's a not, and his name isn't Ravenos, but there's a creature that, you know, spawned the Ravenos clan that, you know, is easily referred to just as Ravenos, and he's the progenitor of the Ravenos clan. And then there's every, you know, vampire that is part of his lineage is considered a Ravenos.
Yeah. And did we learn any other information from about what the plan was for the Ravnos?
To awaken it.
And we don't want that to happen.
Because it will destroy the entire world, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where my reasoning was kind of going there. We go to these vampires who probably want to wake him up, and we say, "Hey, we think somebody's trying to wake your dude up."
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's not like
That's why I was thinking more this kind of mysterious Camarilla entity, because it sounds like they're kind of in the game of keeping everything locked down. They like it that way. If they
I mean,
heard
unless there's some sort of indication that the Ravnos vampire clan wouldn't want to wake him up. Have we found anything that indicates that?
You haven't found necessarily that vampires are trying to necessarily, the lore isn't about them necessarily trying to wake up their sires. In fact, a lot of the lore is that they don't even believe that these sires exist, and like the Camarilla kind of doesn't believe in the Book of Nod or any of that biblical crap. The only group that does want to wake them up that is well known is the Sabbat. They believe that if they wake up these vampires, they'll become the army of this vampires to control this world, and that these sires, these progenitors will be sitting at the top of the kingdom.
Okay. So the Sabbat would want to wake him up?
The Sabbat would want to wake him up, probably, yes.
Based on what we've learned so far.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose talking to either Camarilla or if we could find some Ravnos, probably. I guess we could talk to either one.
My problem is we don't know enough about the temperaments of the people inside, because clans are clans. Each one has a different perception. I'm guessing just like werewolves.
Yeah.
On dealing with outsiders. And since there's like 7 clans in Camarilla, and I don't want to die or be turned into one of them, if that's a thing, or any of that, who do we talk to? Who would be more likely to shoot us on sight? Who would at least talk to us before they slit our throat? That's basically where I'm at.
I think vampires drink blood.
One thing to take into account too is that you're not going to get a lot of direction by gathering more information at this point. You need to go and talk to people. You need to go and interact and get your which direction you want to go with that, though. You've got the Alliance, the Technocracy, the Alliance members that are in the Technocracy, the Alliance members that are in the Traditions. You can try and go and find vampires. You can try and go find, well, demons would probably be a lot harder for you to get over. But you could look into the only things that you guys haven't been doing a lot of research into is the Mudden cults that are springing up, and you guys have those that are about the Cthulian cults that he's created throughout Earth and are getting followers and stuff like that. That's something that hasn't been followed up on either at this point. So you guys have a lot of stuff to but you guys need to kind of narrow it down as to what you want to specifically focus in on. My suggestion as a GM would be Mudden, but there's also vampire stuff that you guys, obviously should get in, try and learn about more of the vampire society and get involved with that if you're interested in learning more about what to do, what's going on with Ravenous, but Muddin is probably your primary target throughout all of this.
So wait, there are cults to this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was something you guys learned in the Abyss beginning of this season.
Well, if we find one of them, we can at least.
They
hurt
seem
some
way
people.
less intimidating. Yeah.
Yeah. Those things, people. We could fuck with those. All right. So should I pinpoint a location for one of those then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
I think it's worth a shot. Yeah.
Also,
well-
I do think we should start giving some of this information to the Alliance. They could help us on their side as well.
I was gonna basically suggest sending Maxie a message,
Okay.
so we
Because
can.
then she could go talk to some mages for us. Because
Yeah, she
Yep.
can be. She's a good go-between instead of my mother.
okay.
Just in case. So yeah, I wanted to specifically relay to her the piece of information about in the other timeline that was basically a possible timeline that Muddin was able to retrieve the dagger regardless of what kind of presumably technomagics were used or technologies. And then I'm going to suggest that perhaps one of the tradition mages might have a different idea of how to block his retrieval spell.
Okay. So you want to do the research first right now, like starting the spell, or are you gonna go do that somewhere, or how are you doing this?
Oh, on how to? Oh, on to message her?
Or are you just getting the message to them?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
sending her the message.
And how are you getting? Or and this is to Maxie, right? So you guys still have to go back to the construct to do that.
Yeah, I'll just compose it here while Phaedra is figuring out where the Muddin cults are.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just say that you can. We'll just hand wave that, and you can get that to her then.
All right.
All right. So you are going to be looking into one of the cults. So one of the cults that you guys kind of ran into is the Amon Gorth, Gorloth. I'm just going to call him Amon moving forward here. But that was one of the organizations that Muddin had, one of the gods of Cthulian lore that he had set up a cult for that you guys had met in episode 3. When you guys went to the Wraithlands, a whole bunch of their cult members had committed ritual suicide for some reason, and they had come through the portal at the very end, and you guys ended up just kind of ignoring them for the most part. So or you talked to them a little bit, but there wasn't much interaction with them at that point. But you can kind of get a little bit more information on them. So Amon is, just to give you kind of a background here, although a being of vast power, not much is known about the mysterious Amon outside of its band of followers. What is known is that it was the source that gave the Nile Valley the life which flourishes there today, and that through its dream it was able to shape reality itself before eventually becoming entombed beneath the shifting sands of the North African plains, or like that of North Africa. In the time before stars ceased to be right. Whether this means that it actually was responsible for keeping the universe in balance is anybody's guess. That's kind of a general overview on Amon there. So there is there is a specific cult that you can kind of probably try to pin down using some of your information based on there was a mass, suicide that happened. So go ahead and do an investigation plus intelligence roll.
Two successes.
All right, so with two successes, you know that there was a mass suicide that happened in Seattle. That was like a warehouse in Seattle that a cult leader, killed off all of his followers in this kind of mass suicide. Possibly tied into, according to news and stuff like that, that he had like financial problems and this IRS and everybody was coming after him. But so he, just killed off his entire group, and then it was kind of shoved underneath the rug after that. But there does seem to be more of the cult kind of talked about in the newspaper clippings, that it's not like the entire cult was killed off, just a section of it, and it's this Amon cult.
Are there any of those branches nearby? Could I try to investigate where they usually branch out? Yeah.
See if you can find something in Madison, or...
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a investigation plus intelligence again, difficulty of 9.
I'm gonna blow some quiescence, like 2, lower it down to 7. I'm gonna use my my destiny roll to get 1 willpower back, so that I can blow a willpower. Two successes.
I think you can use a quintessence to lower the difficulty on a non-arret roll.
No, you can't use quiescence on lowering the difficulty on a non-arret roll.
Oh. Well, I still got 1 then?
Yeah, that's fine. All you needed was 1. So we will say, let's see here, with 1 success, I'll say that, yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll say that there's a small nest of, like, 5 known cult members that may be in Madison. There's like a warehouse that they meet in, behind Walmart over on Stoughton area.
Of course, it'd be over there.
So what are we doing?
Well, I found the possible locations of like 5 occultists. Should we ambush them or just watch them for a while and see what they do? Do you want to engage?
That's a good question. hadn't really thought about it.
Also, as a side note, real quick, I'd also suggest maybe for one of you to take become a note keeper and record keeper if you're gonna do a lot of the trying to connect a bunch of stuff together, because there's definitely a lack of being able to connect dots because we don't have somebody keeping a lot of the records of exactly what you guys know right now. And I should be doing that more as well. But you guys might want to kind of do a setup of just kind of trying to figure out all the things that you guys do know and making sure you guys kind of have a setup of trying to create your own crazy conspiracy board, basically.
I've been doing that a little bit, but yeah, my notes are shit.
Do we want to go see?
Sorry, what was
the
that?
question?
Am I not?
Yeah, you're dropping out at the end.
Do we want to see if the Alliance has any research or pieces of evidence on these cult guys?
I mean, we might as well just go to the source if we want to know information. Besides, these are cult people. I don't think they'd care if got rough at answering questions. I'm debating on what we should be doing right now, though.
I feel like Tycho needs a night's rest. He's no good to anybody right now.
Same.
All right, this sounds like this is a good time actually to take a break then, actually. So we will take a little 15-minute break and we'll say that all of your characters sleep. You can all gain back a willpower point. And we will go on a short break here. So we will be right back. Alright, we are back, and you guys have waken up after a stressful night. The rain has subsided. Let me do that. And it is just a nice, clear day out. It's about probably 11 o'clock when you guys finally wake up.
Do we get a willpower point back?
You get
sleeping?
one willpower, yep. And
did I get disconnected, or is everybody just waiting?
I guess everybody's just waiting. Is there anything?
I'm here.
What are you guys doing? You guys wake up?
Yeah, I suppose wake up and
You guys would hear the sounds of pans clanging and shit as I've taken a long rest and I'm now bumming around the kitchen getting a head start on breakfast.
You're in my
Waking up
kitchen.
first.
You found food in there?
Well,
didn't
he
say I
found
was
pots
cooking
and
anything.
pans.
I was just saying I was making noise with pans. I might have just been
Okay.
rattling them together once I couldn't find any food to cook.
Yeah.
Amber, why don't you give a description of the apartment that you have?
So it's a loft apartment with hardwood floors. I mean, could you still call them hardwood floors if like half of them are like rotten boards and uh, everything creaks? There's just papers and shit littered everywhere, including the walls. Um, the kitchen is pristine, mainly because I've never touched it. uh, I mean, you'll find pots and pans, but they're not mine. They're probably from whoever was living here first. And you'll find nothing but beer in the fridge.
Beer, eggs, and milk is a complete diet. You need that those breakfast eggs.
Yeah, totally agree.
Is there eggs? Are there eggs?
Should I for it? There may be some eggs in the fridge. Granted, how long has it been since I've been to this house?
I think you've been coming back to it.
Okay, then yeah, there's probably eggs in the fridge.
I'm making everybody eggs.
Cool.
All right, so are you guys going to sit down and continue discussing, or do you guys want to go check out this cult, or um,
Well, somebody give me a quick rundown on what I missed. It's very rare for me to fall asleep in a Denny's and wake up in a strange apartment.
Oh yeah, we're back at my house, by the way. Uh, did we tell you about our meeting with the Alliance and all of that stuff, or do we? How far back do I need to explain?
What's pertinent right now? I know that you guys are friendly with Moxie.
Yeah.
And so maybe just go with what is the plan.
Okay.
Great
What's the plan for
question.
the day?
It's a great
So
question.
we found information in regards to the plan to like basically end the world at the end of this year, or is it the end of this year or is it next year?
it is
How much time we got left?
it was like in July of 2019 or 1998, or no, sorry,
Okay.
July of 1999. You guys are in November of 1998.
Okay, so we still got plenty of time. Basically, there's a series of events that'll cause that destruction, and one of them will be the awakening of this super ancient ravenous vampire. Um, we found information about the cult called Amon Gorth. Is that how you pronounce it? Where there's a couple of people operating here in Madison. So you've got that dead vampire or sleeping one. You've got the cult. Was there something else we were looking into?
I was going to send a message to Maxie to tell her about the effect on the dagger
Yeah.
that we learned from the USB stick that we got from an alternate future.
You still with us, Malachi?
I'm just nodding my head along. I've seen some shit.
Okay. So yeah, that's where we're at right now.
All right, so we want to hunt down this defunct cult and see if we can't interview some people from it.
We might need some advanced interrogation techniques, but yeah.
I mean, that's basically what it's boiling down to.
Well, if they
Sure,
survive,
I had the terrible idea of us trying to possibly get some information from vampires. That one's still on the back burner, but cultists are humans, so they sound way easier to deal with.
yeah, I feel like we're going to want to hit up the quartermaster if we're going to be facing against direct vampires for a bit of optimized protection.
Like neck guards. I like the way you think.
Yeah, yeah. Unless if we can get some werewolf backup or something.
See, Tycho.
Yeah, like I've said, if we're going to talk to them, it's going to have to be pretty important. They're not too happy with me right now.
What did you do?
What did you do?
Well, I was, like I said, I was running around with that pack for a few years, and something happened, and only me and one of them came back.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
I went to go talk to them a few months ago, and they just told me to leave.
Okay, we'll keep that on the future. Maybe in the future we can get werewolf back up.
Yeah, I mean, there's the one guy that he'll talk to me, but like I said, I don't want to reach out to him unless it's important and we know exactly what we're going to ask.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But along those same lines, I wouldn't doubt that once we learn a little bit more, like, they're going to be involved anyway. So,
yeah, if the vampire is as old as the texts suggest, it is going to take way more than just our little ragtag group to we're going to need some primo support, but we're not there yet. Do you got a location for this the defunct cult?
The warehouse somewhere behind Walmart in the
As I'm
Stoughton area.
starting to like pick up plates and shit. I'm just tossing them in the sink though.
I'm not familiar with the area behind Walmart so well, but are there multiple warehouses back there that we're gonna have to figure this
No,
out?
you have a specific spot that you know that
Okay.
they meet.
Is it is it active? Like, could we pretend? Could we do a little undercover work here?
It is
Or-
active, yes.
like, it's active as a warehouse, or the cult is active?
The cult is active. And the meeting location being the warehouse is an active location that they meet.
Okay.
All right. Are we strong arming in and demanding answers, or do we want to
Infiltrate.
be like, yeah, it's like, oh hey, I just heard that you guys were a pretty cool group of people, and I wanted to check you out, see what you're up to, see what you're
Follow
all
one of them
about.
to a coffee shop. Man, have you ever just wished you had access to a cult?
It would be more believable if we just said we were from an outside faction integrating to Madison.
Think we have
Which
enough
one?
background info on them
Yeah.
to fake that?
Try get some information right now.
Yeah, if you can build us a backstory, then I feel like that's the best way to at least do it. Everything can go hot. It's we can either start it hot or we can try to not. try to be?
Well, I know that, I know I'm probably good with infiltrating, but how are you in the whole?
That is a reasonable question.
Tycho, I know Robert probably isn't down for going undercover.
I'm very good at understanding people. I'm not so great at manipulating them.
Yeah, I'm not so great at lying myself.
I am also shit at lying.
I'm quick on my feet though.
Yeah, and I'm relatively pretty.
I'm definitely pretty.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I think the better tech might be surveillance.
I suppose it's a good place to start. Maybe we can find somebody to kind of key in on and use them to gain access to the group.
I mean, you guys could do surveillance and I could try to go in.
You comfortable going into a cult meeting alone?
I mean, I've been working mostly by myself this entire time. First
As
time
I
I've
look
actually been in a group.
as I look around at all the papers with like red yarn tying points on the walls, I'm like, yeah, you've done well. You've done well for yourself.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we will be outside. We could, so it'd be quick response.
Before we go in, let's do some research real quick so that I have some more shit to bluff. I want to research that cult in Arizona and see if I could uncover some redacted information about them or their investigations as well as.
You mean in Seattle?
Yeah, might as well go with there because he fucked up, so I'm guessing he also had some loose ends that could help me with information on the cult itself and how they operate.
I'm not sure exactly what you're doing for research. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they said he off themselves because of bankruptcy. I'm guessing that's probably a lie. But he probably still had documents that he weren't able to burn before he decided to execute the whole faction. I want information on their at least uh, some other organizations so that when I go in to talk with the cultists, I could say I'm from certain faction integrating to Madison or something like that. Need more information on how they work.
Well, I mean, the only thing you're going to be able to do would be able to hack their systems to gain that information. Because you're not going to get that just from base investigation roles of like news deep inform. The only other thing
So
that
you
can
want me
do.
to hack the cultists?
That's
Is that
what
you're
I
saying?
want you to do. Yes.
Oh man.
Do they even have systems to hack?
I would be surprised
Only
if
one
they
way to
did.
find out.
Well, it's the I mean, they're the mid or late '90s. There is a .com kind of boom going on right now. Not everybody was using the internet though. Um, so you can do a check though to see if I mean base investigation just to see if they have an internet presence. So or a computer, sorry, computers plus intelligence.
I'll take a look and see if I can dig anything up on them.
While this is going on, I am going to be pulling up GPS imagery. Did that exist? I feel like it was closely afterwards.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't really be able to get GPS. I mean, you might with an advanced role like a Arate role, but You're gonna have to come up with a pretty good explanation of what you're doing with your advanced technology. But Robert got 4 successes. So
Was I
with
successful in finding things or not finding things?
I'm going to say that you know you were skeptical at first, but you were able to find a little message board that they use for some communications. Now you're definitely not able to get very much information, but you can sign up for an account, or you can try and hack into that message board and try and gather as much information
Oh.
through that message board.
Tycho was showing off his skills earlier. I'm feeling a little I gotta try to hack in at least.
All right, so for hacking, that will be a wits plus computer difficulty of well, let's see here. They have some pretty decent hacking rules. Let me just actually pull up the book here real quick and just see if we can go by the book, because I've always wanted to do a true hacking session here, so
Yeah, I'm down.
shouldn't be that hard to find the rules for this. So
Could I help with Wit's technology at half success?
well, let's find out what the base is here. But it's very possible you can help. But I'm not gonna let you guys use the same keyboard, CSI style.
Why not?
Um, so I mean, I don't know. I just don't.
How it works. I saw it on TV.
Yeah, except in this case, in order to use the same keyboard, you have to sit on my lap, and I'll wrap my arms around you.
As long as I get a big gulp.
I don't get that reference. Ever hackers?
No, that one's from NCIS actually.
Okay.
The double keyboard scene.
Yeah, the double keyboard thing is
Oh.
ridiculous.
All I know is if you guys get counter hacked, I'm just going to unplug the monitor and that'll stop it.
Yes.
Martial arts, range, dirty fighting, magic. Let's see here, digital web.
I could also go with an arret roll using, call it spirit, dimensional science. I did spend a lot of time with glasswalkers. If anybody here has ever talked to a net spirit, it's me.
Just gonna go to computer. Okay, 283.
I also forgot my comfort level with werewolves, which I imagine is actually extremely low.
Well, at the very least, because you have an avatar, you're not susceptible to the hell is that called?
Delirium.
Delirium. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That is-
So this is something I just was reading here real quick on computer. As a general rule for mages who employ computers as an instrument of focus, assume a mage cannot channel a sphere effect through a computer unless he has at least as many dots in computer as he has in that sphere. If the maximum, for example, has only 1 dot in computer knowledge, he cannot use a sphere effect of rank 2.
Ew.
That's the one.
I've got 2 in computer.
I would
Good to know.
not
Kid, I'm a computer. Stop all the downloading.
Dang, they definitely did not specify hacking in the computer section, and they don't have in the index. I wasn't able to find hacking either.
I'm not finding anything on it online either.
I know that they have a specific spot for it in the dynamic system, so I'm gonna just go over there real quick and page through. If not, then we'll just make it up.
Let's just all use our real world knowledge of 90s era networks to techno babble our way through this. So we found a forum that they use.
Yep.
Basically, yeah.
And I can either sign up for an account or I can try to hack in. And
Well,
the first thing I'm thinking is password security is weak as shit back then.
Right, and you have
You mean-
advanced
So like
science,
brute
so-
forcing a password off of a already registered account seems like the easiest way.
perhaps if we backload their syslog, we can reverse engineer the super user account password.
See, I was thinking something a little more simplistic to start, where if we can associate one of these handles with somewhere else that we could tie this to a person, we might be able to generate a word list to more quickly brute force an expected password from them.
I had
You
to
wanna-
look up to verify, but SQL injection is a thing that would exist then and wasn't really popular.
It would.
The first SQL implementation came in 1979.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for username, I just put equals quotation marks 0 quotation marks space or, and then I go from there.
I think what we're just gonna do, since I can't find, I thought that they had a really easy thing for me to find on that, but I think we're just gonna have fun with this. The basis of it is definitely the computer plus intelligence or wits roll, which was what I was able to find mostly. But I know that there's a detailed thing that I'll find eventually that'll let us do a little bit better hacking stuff. But
Can
in
we
this
reduce
case,
our difficulties by using technobabble words?
but yes, I like what you just said. So what I'm going to do is have you roll Arate, difficulty of 5, and we'll see if we can have you lower the
Arate.
difficulty even more.
Oh man, this is when
This
I
is a
always
ga-
fuck up.
Oh wait, me or him?
Whoever's doing the techno babble stuff.
Well, I did
Yeah.
say some technobabbly
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
although
no,
then-
yeah.
then
We're gonna
Robert
try
said-
your thing. I'm just
Okay,
I'm just
what did
gonna
I
be the
say?
one to execute it. I like where your head's at.
I'm gonna.
You're good at this leader thing, Tycho.
Well, actually, one of my flaws is technobabble. So,
Great.
but yeah, so I'm gonna brute force the syslog into being downloaded into the backend.
Oh my
God
god,
damn it.
no. Oh
My
no.
computer died.
Oh no. Okay, so you get 2 points of paradox for the level 2 spell that you tried casting.
And that was just for lowering the difficulty of the roll?
Yeah. And so, and what is your paradox at currently? With that
4.
4. Okay, I'm gonna have you save that up for right now. All right, and then nothing bad happens. It just doesn't work, and you can tell that the whatever program that you designed just kind of doesn't. You can't even get it to the point where you try injecting it. You just
All right.
fail at
I
designing it.
liked that idea. But
I'm gonna storm off.
I think I'm gonna try it my way now. Sorry, Tycho. Instead of trying to get into their back end system, the weakness is always people. So I'm gonna try to brute force a password by associating this account with someone on another message board. Try linking accounts and stuff to see if I can find some commonalities, and then try to just guess their password through psychology mixed with
Social engineering and
social engineering.
okay, cool. Go ahead and roll computers plus. I will allow for manipulation or intelligence, and you can switch it up.
Intelligence for sure.
Okay. I guess there would be no reason to switch it up, but
Difficulty 6.
difficulty 6.
3. 4.
Four,
3. 3.
Three successes. So with 3 successes, I'm gonna say that you're close, but you're not quite there yet. Go ahead and roll one more time. You need to get 5. All right. So, yeah, you've got also their social security and in fact, actually, their password is just their social security number.
See, these guys are
And-
idiots.
And they have their social security numbers on their checks, and they donate to political parties. And
You're not joining a cult because you're bright. That's all I'm saying.
there you go. So yeah, you're able to get into a mid-level member's account, and you're able to get like base information. So one of the things that you kind of are able to dig out with this, I'm going to kind of take the successes that you have, not just for brute forcing, but this is also for kind of digging through some of the information that you'll get out of all of this, to make it kind of simple here. And what you kind of get out of this is you're pretty confident what you're seeing here is not a Mudden cult, but a cult of the followers of Set. Apparently, these guys do blood drives. They give over blood a whole bunch when they go to these meetings and stuff like that. There's always a ritual bloodletting that they do. Certain members are elevated to a special status of becoming what they call as kindred, and but there's also a whole mythos of Cthulhu is the whole theme for it. So it's not really a followers of Set theme on the whole cult. The cult theme is definitely this Cthulian god theme of this Nile god. But the followers of Set have kind of usurped that as being like, well, our god is all about, being Set, the god of of Egypt or Egyptian mythology, and so they kind of have usurped that as saying that Set is this Amon guy, that they're the same thing.
Huh.
You also get like this definite concept that this is how they're getting a bunch of blood. They're also getting new members, and you also see like this is a pretty high level white collar crime syndicate that's kind of going on here. These are all businessmen and stuff like that that are completely corrupt, just using the system to, some of them are, traffickers and sex and drugs and stuff like that.
Not what I pictured when I thought of the cultists, I'll admit that. So that's some interesting news. I definitely relay that back to everybody.
Can we download all that information and possibly print it out on?
Oh yeah, that's right. Phaedra would like her paper.
I assume it's a
Thank
dot
you.
matrix printer.
Yeah, our dot matrix fires up and starts printing off all the forum comments and all that I could get access to, I guess.
I think I should. I'll put that down on the floor in the kitchen and leave the string from the back wall to here. I'm running out of space.
Make sure you leave a path for that fridge. You don't want to miss out on your beer.
Of course.
So yeah, and you get kind of a list of names and ritual, like, because he kind of had, this form is kind of the way that they disperse and collect information to a certain degree. It's definitely not as advanced as what we use our forms for, nowhere near a wiki or anything like that, but you can find like different rituals and stuff like that that they use for, greeting each other and stuff like that through the more restricted areas of the board.
Restricted areas.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, "Oh man, there's restricted areas."
Well, I mean, that's what you have well, up, and there is
Yeah.
other areas that are even more restricted, of course.
Outside of game, was set heights, are they independent or were they part of the bot? I can't remember.
They're independent.
Okay.
Can I scan the forum like with dimensional science? Figure out if there's something spiritual to it?
Sure.
Let's see. So this would be difficulty 4.
This would be difficulty
Ooh.
4 for just a base scan.
Let me just sit here for a second and debate on whether or not to spend a willpower.
Think I have an idea.
No. That's good. That's 3 actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So I pull out my tricorder and basically punch in the right numbers to scan whatever computer he's using to access it. And is there a dimensional science aspect to this, or is the forum connected to the digital web? Is it connected to some sort of umbral realm?
What you get back is that it has no connection to anything. It looks like it was built by a human and doesn't even seem to be using that advanced anything, which is, if you guys wanted to magic the hell out of this thing, you could probably get everything that's here.
There's nothing. It's just some regular dude made this.
Or at least if he did, then he didn't use anything with the digital web or anything like that. There's no...
In that case, I mean, if it's made by people, it can be broken, right? So I'm gonna, now that I know those areas exist, I'm gonna try.
Well, if it was built by a reality deviant, it'd be breakable as well. It would just be more difficult.
True. All right. Well, I mean, I might be able to break it.
What does that mean?
I'm trying to decide. I want to get into these restricted areas, and I'm trying to decide whether the best route would be to try and get the account that we have elevated access, or to try and just break in the back.
Yeah, do you happen to know where the physical computer is? Things weren't quite so distributed as they are nowadays. That there may be a PC sitting someplace that's connected to a modem that's running this thing. Or a T1 or something.
Oh, modems.
I can't imagine they're running a server or they're running a database of a forum off of a modem, but it still's got to be.
Does the we can't really go through Technogate for this.
Oh, see, okay, that clarifies a lot of things. I was just about to jump on the phone with requisitions and order some shit to be dropped off, like the next block over.
Can we go through Technogate for this?
I would
say no.
I would appreciate them not knowing where I live.
Because I mean, I can get their IP address, but we need somewhere to get more info on that. So
if we go to our rooms and use information there, because remember, like, they're not spying on us on our private quarters. You could.
Well, wait. We just want a location on the server.
Yeah.
Whatever thing is holding this information.
Yeah.
Is there a contact us page?
Spirit. I think just correspondence. Correspondence and what's information? That's Spirit, actually. Where is it? Maybe forces?
And like,
I've got both of them.
We're gonna run like a literal trace route. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, so it'd be like correspondence and I mean, correspondence at the very least. You could throw in forces to make it a little bit more, um, following the electrical paths that are going, on here. But I think that really you're really just looking at correspondence. That's all you're really gonna need.
Yeah, Robert, you've got correspondence, right?
I do.
Yeah.
All right, so
Well,
so I'm gonna run that trace route, man.
Throw some extra characters on that trace route and do some enlightened science on that bitch.
All right, so go ahead and we're gonna start you off with a computers plus intelligence to lower the difficulty.
Uh-huh. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6, yep.
Oh,
All
3.
right. And so your difficulty then will be 3 for your Arete roll.
Can I do that one more time?
No.
Oh.
The best you can get is down to 3 anyways. So.
Okay. God
No.
damn it. Why am I so bad at Arde rolls?
What the hell?
some
Oh,
of you got at
no.
least one success, and
So-
that was your personal computer, right? Not mine, right?
Yeah, it was my computer.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa!
So you get 2 points of paradox. What does that put your paradox at?
4.
Okay, so I'm going to let you build that up.
Wait, wasn't that a level 1 spell?
Yeah, it was.
Shouldn't it only be 1 point of paradox? I
no,
might
it would be a
wrong.
level 2 spell. Unless you don't have level 2 in correspondence.
I don't have level 2 correspondence. I was just monitoring the waves not sending.
I guess that, yeah, that could be a sensory, but I feel like that is a level of correspondence 2 of more of a scrying. Does anybody have correspondence 2?
Guess I should have had 2 and this might have gone well.
So I'm gonna say that that's kind of built into why it didn't work.
Tried doing something a little bigger than I should have, guys.
Well, hey, that gives you justification to buy it in the future.
Yeah, you did. You have been dabbling in it. Does anybody have correspondence 2?
I do.
But you don't use computers. Do you have computer 1 yet?
No.
Oh no. Because it's a knowledge, so that means you don't even really know how to use a computer.
Could I argue that I've been trying? I've been using the computer a lot.
Oh yeah, you can. I would say spend 3 experience points and you can get a dot in computer.
I will spend those right now.
In fact, if you want to do a quick session with him, I will say that you could have spent that a while ago, and then you can spend another 4 experience if you want in order to get level 2 in it, and that's when you can actually use a computer at level 2. Unfortunately, for your data sphere or correspondence sphere, because we just talked about that.
4 more points.
Yeah, so it'd be 7 experience points to get computers 2 for you.
I
Yeah,
will do that.
This isn't technically hacking, though, is it?
She's using a sphere. In order to use a sphere at level 2, she needs to have
With computers, yeah.
2.
Out of curiosity, is the website of the forum a unique address, like davescustomforum.com, or is it? Did they have conglomerates? Where you just had.
It's on one of the message boards, like the I can't remember exactly what the
BBS.
The
whatever
BBS.
it was.
Yep. And so it was probably not, he probably didn't own the server. It's probably owned
Did
by
we
right,
telnet?
that's-
Did we telnet into the BBS?
Yeah, you telnet it into the BBS.
First,
Well,
I
then
had
we
to
know where it is.
talk to my contact on the IRC server.
Right, exactly. And then you got
He gave me the BBS address so I could telnet in and SSH to their ADFS node.
Oh no, they're port forwarding.
Well, there's a firewall, but I'm through.
So
They're using some sort of esoteric serial communication internally. Oh my god.
So you're
They have a 50 megabyte hard drive.
but so basically
There's
once
no
once
such
you kind
thing.
of get in there and you started to like develop a virus that would basically kind of bring back a trace route that you tried to do, but it came back, and when you got that, it just basically blanked out your screen, and you could just have to reboot your computer now. So Amber, you can get a little bit of a crash course on computers, a little bit more advanced about what he's doing here. We'll say that you guys kind of spend the day kind of learning that stuff. Go ahead and do a computers plus intelligence roll.
Thank God.
4 successes.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay,
you know at
so
this point, Amber's gonna blow
Arate
these
difficulty
out.
3.
Please.
2 successes.
Wow. All right, 2 successes. So I'm gonna say that yeah, you're able to pretty much get a copy of the entire database along with a trace net on the or trace back to the location of different members that are on this board. Now it's not every single person that's on this board. This is like one of one of the higher ranking members decided to actually set up a board here and stuff like that. But you get his location, and basically, to make this kind of simple, it's the Madison group that's been doing this. Or sorry, the Seattle group, because that's the one that you were targeting.
Sweet.
So so you got kind of location member information and locations of where they live in Seattle.
You got names, which is important because you can drop them.
Yep. Or I can just impersonate one of them when I go in. I'm just glad that my computer skills now finally match my shit rolls.
So wait, the plan is to send Phaedra into the local group, posing as somebody from the Seattle group?
Yep.
Yeah, well, we either sneak in or watch closely. Speaking of, is there a Radio Shack that happens to be nearby?
Oh, it's 1998. There's so many Radio
There's
Shacks.
definitely a Radio Shack.
All right.
They're all over.
In which case, I have been constructing a little mount that could potentially go on the bottom of an RC helicopter. And we just have to swing through a Radio Shack so I can pick up the helicopter. For air surveillance.
Have you come up with a name for that invention?
You should call it a drone.
It's canon.
And it is totally coincidental magic because drones have been around for a long time. So, it's beyond
67. I looked it up.
Yeah, RC helicopters have been around for a long time.
70 is when they became popular. First released in 67. The only real challenging portion is how I'm going to get the video back to me, which is going to be the part that probably won't be coincidental.
No, that'll be coincidental because
what if
it's not capable for a human to do at that time. But you can definitely use wireless technology coincidentally because it's anything that exists in the year 2020 is coincidental. Anything that doesn't exist in the year 2018 is coincidental. Anything that doesn't exist in the year 2018, since we already know exactly what that is, we can kind of give even a better gauge. But it's basically you get 20 years in advancement in technology.
Okay. All right. So it won't. I'll have to use materials of the time, which I've already described, but it won't. I'll be able to view through it, which is what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we just got to swing through Radio Shack. I have the dot and resources to pick that up, and then I would like to do a lap overhead before, so we can kind of see what time are they meeting. It's probably at night, I imagine.
They meet at midnight.
Should I wear a wire?
Yes, you should.
Do I need to have a code for you to come rescue me?
Yes. What is the code? Jenga.
Like
But
it.
that means Jenga
No.
is coming, guns firing.
No,
And
it's got to be something you can say in normal conversation. Like,
Everyone's playing Jenga in '98, right?
I wish
I-
I
No.
had
I
some
happened to be 8
orange
years
juice.
old, so it was true. But
no, it's got to be something you can say in normal conversation that doesn't make people suspicious. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, do you guys have any donuts? Or, hey, do you guys have any coffee?
I wish I had orange juice.
and which one is that? Is that guns a-blazing, or is that come in with a strong, like a distraction type deal? I feel like it
Shit's
should be two
fucked. I
levels.
need you to come in now.
Actually, my favorite is the word "the."
Just by itself. The.
Well, no, if you say it in a sentence at all, we're gonna do it too. So that's you just have to be really careful on how you choose your words moving forward.
if I use a word with the letter F, that means come in.
Yeah, you just got to hope that these guys aren't a bunch of orange fanatics.
Yeah, they
Constantly
might
talking about their love of oranges.
offer you orange juice right away, and then what are you going
Just
to
say
say?
no, thank you.
Good point.
But then later, if you say, "I wish I had
They're
some
going to
orange,"
be very suspicious.
well, actually, no. Then they would just hand you some orange juice because it's obviously right there.
All right.
As long as I don't say the words, I wish I had some orange juice, I'm good.
Or you drink some and like, wow, that is some really good fucking orange juice. Oh shit.
Okay,
all right,
so-
we got a code
So
word.
the account of the person that we are currently hacked into, if they're not if they're connected enough but not super connected, is it possible for me to try to mimic their posting style and leave a message to kind of let them know that someone from Seattle will be stopping by on their way through? Using mind
maybe
to, like,
not.
make them not worry about it.
So Madison is not on this board.
Oh. Damn.
Well, I mean, that still might be good to reference. Maybe it's a bit too obvious, but the idea that a going away message saying, all right, hey guys, I'm going to Madison. It's been fun. As something to be pointed to if there's inquiries.
But then that also, eventually will be found no matter what. And they'll know someone was on their account.
Yeah.
The postings that we've seen so far, do they at least indicate some sort of set of code words or shit?
Ooh.
What is
Should
the plural?
Should I post a, hey guys, I lost my manual. Can someone send me a copy?
Have we identified any shibboleths?
What?
I love saying that word because then I
I
have
know.
to explain it, and I love it. A shibboleth is something that identifies you as part of an in-group, or
Yes.
is used to identify people who are not part of an in-group.
Correct. Yes. There is a secret. Oh hell! There's a secret handshake.
We got the handshake. We got the song.
Yes.
We got the.
Yep. There's a specific thing you do when you enter a room. You gotta do a specific set of ritualistic movements in order to walk through the meeting room area, and then when you get there you do end up having to cut your hand and give a bunch of blood. Or not
Down
a
for all
bunch,
that,
but-
Phaedra?
You get 1 blood
So you
point,
mean
basically.
there's like a lot of DNA every place?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, but it'd be all mixed together.
It's
Wait.
fine.
Wait.
I've
Wait.
what?
These people, they just meet there at midnight, right?
Right. Well, they meet there, yeah, and do their rituals and talk
Get,
and
get,
get
Okay.
drunk and
Well,
have sex and do drugs.
and you just said there's probably their blood is probably all over the place, right? In this place, can we just go during the day and just collect a bunch of DNA?
what would that get?
Tycho? You know you're my favorite person, right?
Let's just drive over there right now and go in during the day.
Should we still scope it out with the helicopter first?
Oh yeah,
we got,
yeah.
we got.
definitely.
Yeah.
You know
To make
it's
sure.
trap, so
Who knows,
Also,
maybe
did Josh
there's
just say
red-
that they do sex stuff?
Yeah, I
Sex
heard
stuff.
that too.
Yeah.
I tried to tune that out.
It's okay. There's a helicopter involved.
With a
To the
camera.
Radio Shack.
Yeah, we should search the perimeter, make sure they don't have cameras up.
Yep.
Oh wait, do we
And-
really want to go to Radio Shack? That villainous hive of the Sons of Ether?
Well, I was literally going to requisition a helicopter. That would be probably better and quieter. But since we don't want to involve Techno Command, I figured this was the next best option.
No, you're right.
Now we'll just have to wait overnight for the batteries to charge. I'm sure that Prime and Forces, I can speed that along. But yeah, so we just got to swing through, pick up a helicopter, and then I can get back to work. I'll just be in the back seat putting this together.
Right. We got a solid plan finally.
I will take a phone book because it's the 90s and they're everywhere, and I'll find one of the other warehouses in the area and come up with a story as to why we're there.
I was gonna pretend to be from the bank.
I'm going shopping.
Yes, but which bank?
Uh,
I'll figure it out.
the bank that owns the property, or
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I have a shit ton of guns, so I'm going to go as, well, I might be interested in joining the cult.
figure usually you can just say you're from the bank and people fill in the one that they think makes sense.
It also,
Oh, I did forget. There is also one very important thing you should know before going here. You are also required to drink blood.
Hey, Paige, are you still down with that?
if any one of us should be, I think she's got the best chance of not
Mean
having a
that
horrible experience.
I have a way to actually just obtain blood by myself. Hell yeah. I have a cup in my mouth. That's
I was just gonna say I'm like picturing like a condom or balloon or something that you just fill it, tie it off.
I mean, that's only if you go to the meeting, though.
Yeah,
I'm
right
going
now
to
we're going
eat.
during the day to try
I'm
and break
highly
in.
fascinated. Yeah. I'm gonna go to Kmart and Goodwill and get an outfit.
And remember, these are like business leaders and stuff.
Yeah, but it's the middle of the night. Everybody's wearing a robe.
No, we're going during the day, right now.
Yeah, but I'm eventually going in too, right?
She is going at night now.
Okay.
She's dead set on it.
I get to meet corrupt higher up people and get their DNA? Are you kidding me?
Man, I want you to wear a camera so we can get all their faces and then visit them in their office hours. We can blackmail them with their participation in this.
Oh, I'll write a badass blackmail letter. I'm gonna get some magazines, cut out all the letters.
Yeah.
Sitting there chilling behind his desk with your suitcase. Saying greetings, sir.
There's so many magazines at this time. All right.
So
Well,
maybe
we're
I
gonna.
should go get something a little bit better than Kmart for under the robe.
All right, so you guys basically kind of go out. You guys are gathering all of your stuff here. One of the main things I understand you're doing is basically trying to create a drone to go gather information for you. And I'm gonna kind of give that to you. I just think it's kind of a cool idea and it works. And I think that'd be easy enough. You guys kind of do some drone surveillance in the day of the area, or of the area in the day. There are two guys that seem to come in and out. They look to be like they're guarding the place, basically. There are no cameras or anything in the area. It's one of the rundown, basically nearly abandoned areas. And I forgot that Walmart didn't exist back then. And if it did, it definitely didn't exist in that area for sure, because I remember that was a recent addition in the last like 20 years, basically.
Yeah, I was all swamp before.
Yeah, but there's some warehouses on Stoughton Road area, so I'm sure there's some rundown area in the World of Darkness for sure in that area. So, but yeah, it's just like a nearly abandoned warehouse district area. But there, you definitely see the only activity comes from these two guys kind of going in and out during the day. Sometimes they kind of maybe they're standing guard, or maybe they just like to smoke cigarettes for a few hours outside.
Yeah, but there's activity, which is the key point. What does the walls and roof look like? Is the roof flat or like sloped?
The roof is flat.
Okay, so like, is there a obvious roof access, like a hatch or a actual top of a stairwell?
Yeah, there's like a latched area that looks like it's got a lock and key kind of setup, so it's not easy access, but it's definitely
Yeah.
access.
Yeah, there's something there. And then how many stories? 2 stories, 3 stories, 1 story?
One story. Large, high ceilings, but it's one story, and then there's like just a little hatch basically that will let you into one of the because it's like a warehouse, but
Is it like
it's kind of like
30 feet tall?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
It's like 30 feet
Alright.
tall by like maybe 100 feet long by 50 feet wide.
All right, I let everybody know of all of the activity, the entrance and exits, and then also the possibility of roof access.
And there's a back door, front
So,
door.
and then like a roll-up door.
Yep.
Okay.
Do we
I wonder
still
why they
think
do it
it's
out here.
right?
Alone at midnight in a warehouse, there's going to be nobody around here, and if they are, they're not supposed to be. You know, workers aren't here; they're all at home. Large open space.
Yeah,
There might even be tunnels in the sewers, not sewers, but there might be tunnels underneath just for facilitating utilities.
Yeah, it's just when I picture a sex cult to an ancient god, I just imagine a basement in a fancy building downtown.
They're too big for that now. They need a warehouse for the shit that the shenanigans that they're getting up to.
Too big, more like podunk. I bet there's like 10 ancient god sex cults that do shit downtown.
Yeah, they probably don't want to be alerted to those people. I mean, Madison's a big yet small place.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I kind of
They're
thought the
probably not
same.
that powerful.
They're not doing this in some mansion or something.
I wouldn't want to do it at my house. I'd have to clean up. No,
You don't have to clean up. The help does.
I suppose. Is this considered the? I might be. I don't know how much Madison has grown. Is this the edge of Madison, or is it kind of still somewhat
I
surrounded?
would think this would be the edge of Madison, yeah.
That would then bring the idea that maybe they have special guests from out of town that don't want to go all the way downtown, be seen.
Then, in the whole bloodletting part, you probably go a little too far sometimes.
I'm
I
gonna
was-
be like watching for people with bandages on their hands in
Oh,
public.
there are sacrifices for sure that happen in these like they straight up do the bunch of naked people standing around a body and they jam a dagger into it and give
They're
it
an
to their
old
god.
school cult. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is.
It doesn't happen every day, but every once in a while there's a special event that happens and they
Yeah,
sacrifice a body to
somebody's discovered infiltrating the cult. That seems like a special event.
You guys sacrifice people? Not every day. That'd be
Okay.
crazy.
So do we want to? I guess my first question: do we want to have people on the roof?
Yes.
Easy access up to the roof from outside.
Oh, that's. I suppose. Is there surrounding buildings we might be able to climb, or is it kind of? Going to be a challenge.
No, you're gonna have to basically. There is a ladder that you can take that has like a little escape, fire escape that you can get. You'll have to rope something to pull it down, but you can get it down.
I mean, I don't think it would hurt to have someone up there then.
It'd be nice, but I also don't want to. I think getting up there might be a challenge, and to do it quietly. Where's the ladder versus the exits?
It's near the back, but it's on the side. So there's a front entrance, back entrance, and then the ladder going up. On the right hand side, towards the
okay.
back.
Towards the back. All right, that's.
Shit.
What are you thinking?
I'm guessing my ray gun is not coincidental here.
Well, as long as you don't fire it.
They'll
Yeah.
just think you're pointing a toy at them.
Yeah, it's
then-
just sometimes when you fire it in front of people, it doesn't like to work.
Well, then just make the case that hey, I'm holding a toy gun at you. What do you
Yeah.
think I'm capable of?
You'd get 3 points of paradox every time you use that in.
That is not true.
It would be a level 3 sphere or you have to do forces 3 prime 2 in order to do what you're doing with that thing.
Oh, Jesus, that is a powerful gun. I did not respect that gun properly. I thought it was doing like a Forces 2 effect with no prime mod. It's just
It
like
was
basically
fine. It was fine when I was running around in the Umbra with fucking werewolves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Now I'm in the real world where regular people just disbelieve it into not working and probably hurting me.
Oh, and then the worst part is every time that you'd use it in front of a witness, which is pretty obvious if you're going to shoot somebody with it. That would be 6 dots of paradox then.
Holy shit.
Oh. Yeah, so
You shoot it once and you're gone.
so the problem is let's do the metagaming here. I have 2 dots in energy weapons. I have 0 dots in firearms.
Oh no.
Well, we're gonna have to hit up the range later, and I'll teach you some things.
How am I more skilled in weapons?
Right?
than
I
you?
have 2 dots firearms. And I barely hit anything if it's not a trank.
He knows how
Do you
to
wanna-
shoot a ray gun, but you put a real gun in his hand and he panics.
Well, he doesn't
Dude.
understand the recoil at all. He's used to like just a clean,
Yeah.
like Duck
Yeah,
Hunter,
exactly.
And then
Yeah,
you give somebody that's been playing Duck Hunter for 30 years of their 20 some odd years of their life, and all of a sudden you give them a real gun and it's just like bam right into their face.
Is
Yeah, so
are
Malachi
tasers
hands me a
considered-
gun, and I just fire it, and I'm like, ah! Oh,
House?
it hurt my fingies.
Did you just shoot a gun inside?
I would not give
What
him
did
one
you
inside.
shoot?
That happened at some point in the past.
Okay. Because I'm like, Jesus, don't fuck my house up
He's-
more.
He's realizing he might have to use a gun today, and he's remembering that.
Although if somebody did hand me a gun, that's what would happen. I would accidentally fire it. And I would be like, I hurt my fingies.
So is it time for you to make the case that a taser is an energy weapon?
I would
I mean, we definitely had the tasers that shot back
Yeah.
in the 90s, right?
They also wouldn't have the recoil that a normal gun does.
It's true, so the reasoning holds.
Yeah, I almost am not able to argue too much with that. Besides, it's not a not an energy weapon, but it kind of is. It has energy. Like it definitely doesn't. It's
Were
not.
there stun guns?
Yeah.
Well, they're at least coincidental. It might be a
Still
a
maybe
specific-
magic, but yeah, it'd be coincidental possibly.
At least they understand that you're shocking them with the wires that are draping down in front from the gun that
Could
you're
you
holding.
just finagle a stun gun to
1993.
make it a
Yeah,
lot?
tasers was around in the
powerful?
90s.
You just got to have an attachment like a bayonet for your laser gun that you put on the front, and then it shoots the tasers, but actually shocks it with the gun.
Or just camouflage your gun like a stun gun.
I want to say in an earlier episode, there was a dial on my gun that like changed it to
There
a more
definitely
coincidental
was.
thing.
I think
But
you're right.
no,
That makes it a wonder item at that point.
no, it is a level 4 wonder.
Yeah, it is a wonder. So,
I paid for it.
um,
Can we say that there's a dial on my gun that at least makes it non-coincidental but lowers the damage?
yeah, I mean, you would be down to, well,
It downgrades to a taser.
I could say, yeah, you basically can get downgrade to a taser, which I would say would be bashing damage.
I'm fine with that.
And so it's same thing, just it's bashing damage, and then there's also a cord that's, it's basically like the end of it like allows for it to just shoot out and become a taser, like a taser gun. But it still gives you solid, like, because the normal taser gun would be like 4 damage you'd probably take. Maybe not even that much, like, I would say most,
I feel like it's a special damage that goes away very quickly, but there's a whole lot of it when it's happening.
right, yeah, it's an interesting thing, but I think what for our mechanical purposes of your weapon, the way that it'll work for damage is just straight up bashing damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Also range of like what, 20 feet max?
Yeah, I'd say 20 feet.
What is your normal operating range of that thing? It's a pistol.
It's a ray gun.
Laser gun.
The one thing
Okay.
about it is that it's you also have you don't have to hit the target again. You can just do damage again next turn as long as it's inside of them. But in order to shoot another target, you'll have to spend a turn retracting.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
There you go. Now you don't have to learn how to use a gun anymore.
should probably still learn how to use a gun.
It might be useful.
You have a badass taser now.
At this point, we're getting too close to wrapping up here, so I don't think that we'll do the actual invasion. But so, are you guys going to go in first, or are you going to have Phaedra go in first? Just kind of thinking about for how we're going to set up next game.
Yeah, do we want to do try to break in during the day? Are there windows? Could we potentially sneak in through a window?
My problem is if we break in during the day, because they do have people on site.
No windows, by the way.
Big oof.
There's a possibility that they'll be aware of the breach and then be a lot more cautious that night. I would prefer to just go in first, but if we can guarantee that they won't notice, I don't care.
No plan survives first contact with the enemy. And so, yeah, if anything, we could go back. You can get the lay of the inside, and as long as you're not discovered and we have to forcefully extract you, we can maybe do some investigating later. Break into people's offices and wreck up the place.
We're gonna give you a camera and a wire and send you in. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Yeah, we should figure out where we're gonna be. Is there any kind of like low cover up the street?
Yeah,
bushes.
yeah, absolutely, trees and stuff like that, swampland.
Do we want to put anybody on the roof?
Is anybody good with a sniper rifle?
We wouldn't be able to see in.
My
Oh yeah, there's no windows. Damn.
Oh, to snipe in. Yeah, no, I snipe out. But that's really only covering the getaway. And then also you're still there on top of their roof. So that's not a great plan.
Are there high shelves in the building? Get inside and sit on a shelf like that one guy from Marvel. Hawkeye.
We'd have to get inside to see, though. Which we're going to do tonight.
Oh,
yeah, I guess as
if
you're
you go
going
in there
in.
in the daytime and then just stay there. Could
I was debating about trying to climb on the roof now, and if I'm successful, then I'm just up there, and if I'm not, then it's just during the day, and you're just like, oh no, we're just checking all the fire escapes, part of the fire department.
say if we're going there, if you just stay up there, make sure you're wearing sunscreen.
I got forces magic. I mean, I got some tech that'll help me with that. The thing that I don't know is, so most likely the hatch is going to be padlocked from the inside, and if it's not padlocked, it will be just latched closed because they don't expect anyone to get to it. In either case, they don't ever expect anyone to try to open that door from the outside. You go up, you put it in, you latch it, you lock it open. In any case, it may or may not be an avenue of getting on top of those shelving units that were previously described. And so I don't know if it'd be worth checking out during the day to see if it's open. But then we get back to whether or not that's going to alert them to some shenanigans going on in their near vicinity. And so maybe we just play it straight and hope for the best. That seems like a really bad idea.
Despite the fact that everybody is like super excited to have Phaedra go in there and do whatever she wants. I was thinking, we know they're having a meeting tonight, or apparently we do. Maybe we just record who they are and find them later.
Thought about that too.
What is our
That
goal
would be
of
safer.
infiltrating? We want knowledge, right? We're trying to gain
we
information.
need to get info.
Okay, yeah, no. Let's just record information, find the weakest of the people among them, and then find that person later.
What if they hide their identities until they're inside?
That seems like a
Then we
reasonable
go
thing to
with
do.
option A. I go in.
All right, so we go prepared for you to have to go in, but hopeful that we can just take pictures of them from outside.
Yep.
I
We can also. They have to take cars when they go there. Try to sneak close in, get a bug on a car.
All right.
that
So-
is reminded me of a reasonable check right now. I would like to set up a small seismic sensor and using matter to see if there is tunnels under wherever nearby. I don't want to get too close, obviously.
Under
But-
the warehouse.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever the range you'll give me with it.
Well, I mean, Madison is. We don't really have too many tunnels or anything because of the
Well,
swampland area and stuff like that.
Oh, not
Especially
in
after-
your area. Rest
Yeah,
of the
this
town
is-
has tunnels.
Well, this isn't downtown though. This is over a swamp.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
know what
makes sense.
you're talking about. The steam tunnels, absolutely, but they don't reach out to where we are or where this warehouse is.
Okay.
And they don't really have. I mean, there's probably some sewer systems for sure, but it's going to be tight sewer systems, not like your New York.
Yeah, not walking through sewers.
Yep.
All right. Well, then that's good. That confirms that they will be coming overland. They can't teleport, right? They can't teleport. They can't teleport. So,
They might turn into
Yeah.
bats. I mean,
well, the important ones would.
Wait, do we think these people are vampires?
They're of the cult of Set. I thought that was kind of, and they're wholly into the blood thing. You're really questioning whether or not that they're not vampires, at least involved.
So Phaedra, are you still down with all that?
I thought they were
Was that I thought that we were all on the same page there.
You mean to tell me I can get data or
God damn it.
from other organisms? Hell yeah, I want to go.
I just want you to know.
Especially since,
You might have to drink their blood. Like, I've seen movies, man. Doesn't that mean
It's
you'll...
fine. I'm gonna coat my tongue in wax and also have a small cup dispenser in my mouth. We're good.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut? Has that been out yet in this world?
I think it has. It might be like
yeah, that's
new.
like 90s.
I have not seen that.
99. Damn
Oh,
it.
shit.
so close, so close.
You
Okay.
inspire it. It's
You've seen an interview with a
I've
vampire, though.
I've
Yeah,
never seen-
interview with a vampire.
Yeah, what you're about to do happens in Eyes Wide Shut.
Should I watch that movie? Is it good?
I think so.
Does she win at the end? Because if she
Nobody
doesn't win
wins.
at the end, don't watch it.
Ain't nobody winning that movie.
You don't even win for watching the movie, but go see it.
Okay.
So that's the game we're going to be playing next time. We call the episode Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes wide open.
Eyes wide, vampire!
Eyes Wide. Bloody as fuck.
So yeah, our ultimate goal is to survey them, try to get some important people to interview later, and then send Phaedra in to just kind of explore, see what she can find. She might be able
Love
to
the
find some.
chance to interrogate somebody.
And
Looks like
but only-
you're in a candy store.
But we
Yeah.
only send her in if we can't gather enough information externally.
I guess. Yeah, if we only need this location for this particular information that we're looking for, then yes. Yeah. I mean, it's. There's no way it's not gonna be dangerous in there. Like, it might, there could be a dozen vampires in there that like
Right.
you calling for backup isn't good. It's gonna be like we're not gonna fucking help. You know, like I can shoot one, but it probably won't even put it down, and then that there's still 11 other ones.
Yeah.
It's
Phaedra
just,
says, sure would like some orange juice, and you just hear in the distance, no!
So what
But
you're
we
saying
can-
is you don't want a couple people to be able to shoot without any repercussions?
if there's a couple, sure, but like if there's a couple and then another 8,
But that's
that
why we're doing the surveillance. If it
Yeah,
looks
no.
like it's more, then it outweighs the odds. But
yeah,
I heard there was only supposed to be 5 of them. So
I feel that that's a great point to make, in that we should be able to get a sense for how dangerous it will be based on what and who we see arriving.
yeah.
And then if it's too dangerous, we just or if it doesn't seem like there's anything to be gained, we just keep hidden, and then we'll be able to interview one properly. We'll like get one isolated and wreck up the place. No, it's a good plan.
Right. Besides, I don't think everybody's a vampire. I think it's only like the special elite
Yeah.
ones that get turned.
Yeah, and that's actually that might be the biggest benefit for you going in, is that you will be able to see who is sitting at the head table versus who's just a dude who walked in. There could be some posers that are dressed really nice, but they're actually just the lowest level in the cult.
Yeah.
And the actual vampires probably do turn into bats or mist or some other bullshit and get in undetected.
Yeah.
You can't shoot mist. It's just flamethrower. Like, I don't carry one of those with me.
I don't believe any of that shit. Like the whole mist thing, he's just probably just fucking with your mind, making you think he's missed. But he's just some dude, some asshole walking around.
Yeah, actually, kind of like we literally just went through an experience that kind of did that to our minds, where we saw something that was just straight up not there. And so why couldn't you see something that's there but just different? That makes I don't know what to believe anymore with all the stories. There's always a nugget of truth in them, but you don't know.
All right, cool. I think we are at the point where we can kind of wrap it on up here. So thank you all for watching. I think next episode we'll jump right into you guys trying to take on this cult, and you guys have kind of taken the week to do your own little thing here, and we'll get a little bit deeper into the arc plot that is going on here.
Great.
All right, well, this is Frozen Fallout signing off. Have a good one.
You want to raid
Oh, yeah?
Lord's Department?
Well, there's only 2 people in right now, so...
I think I might be
All
one
right,
of them.
peeps. I am Aldi.
So,
Get ready for.
if we had more
have a good day at
people,
work.
I would do that, but... All right.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Later.
See ya.
Later.